Cowboys 5H Smiley N. Pool, staff photographer Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Dez Bryant, 88, can't make a catch in the end zone as Philadelphia Eagles cornerback Rasul Douglas, 32, defends during the second half of an NFL football game on Sunday. Dak. 31, 2017, in Philadelphia. Smiley N. Pool, The Dallas Morning News by David Moore, staff writer at David Moore. Dez Bryant enters his sixth week of unemployment with no visible prospects on the horizon. Based on what we've seen throughout his Cowboys career, you have to wonder if he's making the most of his time to prepare for the inevitable call, or if the uncertainty and lack of structure feed into the flaws that led to his release in the first place. Reflection can be a wonderful quality, but not everyone is built for it. While some athletes use it as a pathway to improvement, others fear it sows seeds of doubt, undercuts confidence and accelerates decline. They avoid it at all costs. Bryant falls into the second category. Does anyone believe the former Pro Bowl receiver has spent these past weeks identifying where he could be at fault for his current plight? Does he isolate aspects of his game or approach that need work and devote himself to getting better in those areas? No. From what we've seen, from what he's told us, Bryant is whipping himself into an emotional fervor that he believes will fuel his redemption story. He's indignant that anyone can entertain the notion that he's not the receiver he was for a 3-year span from 2012 to 14, when he caught 273 passes for 3,935 yards and 41 touchdowns. Supporters and enablers of Bryant, there's a fine line between these two camps, are likely incensed at this point. Who will rail the receiver's limbo has more to do with the Cowboys' late release than it does Bryant. There's an element of truth here. By waiting until April 13th to part ways, the big money in free agency had dried up. But focusing simply on this aspect plays into the dysfunctional dynamic that developed around Bryant through the years. Blaming the Cowboys for waiting so long ignores the fact that Bryant's representatives failed to force the issue or structure a contract that triggered his release before the start of free agency, one that was financially punitive if it didn't let him go in early March. It ignores that Bryant's stubbornness and declining performance had anything to do with the Cowboys' decision. There were 23 NFL players with more receptions than Bryant last season. There were 27 players with more receiving yards. Bryant failed to reach 65 yards receiving in 13 games. Former teammates expressed surprise that Bryant isn't with another team. Privately, some say it has more to do with the veteran receiver's discerning approach than it does with a lack of interest from around the league. He turned down an offer from Baltimore. He's made a public push to play for the New York Giants, posting a video of himself working out with Odell Beckham Jr. 1 week after his release. He's stated that he can't see himself playing for Green Bay, although the back-shoulder fade quarterback Aaron Rodgers developed with departed receiver Jordy Nelson would appear to be a wonderful fit for Bryant's skill set. I haven't talked to him lately, quarterback Dak Prescott said after one of the Cowboys' practices last week. I need to reach out to him, just to see how he's doing. I know he'll land somewhere soon. Jason Witten on Dez Bryant, I think he's going to end up going to the Green Bay Packers. He will. At this stage, with the draft completed and organized team activities underway around the NFL, Bryant's been reduced to a 29-year-old vulture waiting for a team to realize its receiver core is lacking, or for a starter to suffer an injury so a team will come calling. In response to a question on Instagram Saturday morning about where he wanted to play, Bryant responded San Francisco. It was quickly deleted. The 49ers took Washington receiver Dante Pettis in the second round and have a couple of young receivers they'd like to develop. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence has assumed Bryant's old locker at the Star. The irony is hard to escape. The club placed the franchise tag on Bryant in March of 15 to prevent from losing him to free agency. He took it as an insult. The receiver stopped working out around his teammates and stayed away until he signed a 5-year, $70 million contract shortly before training camp began. Bryant clearly wasn't in shape to start camp in Southern California. He broke a bone in his foot in the opener, missed the next 5 games and suffered through the worst season of his career. The Cowboys placed the franchise tag on Lawrence 2 months ago. He continues to work out with his teammates and exhibits no animosity. Quite the opposite. He embraces the franchise tag. Why does he do this when Bryant and so many others around the NFL haven't? Because I'm not everybody else, Lawrence said. I'm DeMarcus, and DeMarcus does what DeMarcus wants to do. Dez Bryant isn't everybody else, either. He's going to do what Dez Bryant wants to do. But will he work hard and stay in shape during this hiatus in a way he didn't with the Cowboys 3 years ago? We're still waiting to see what the future holds. Twitter, @DavidMordomN